What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sold Out. And on today's episode, you see what we have in front of us. We have the Puma MB1 and we have the Puma TRC Blaze Court. No, it's kind of a weird name, but that's what we have in front of us today. And we're going to see how these sneakers stack up against one another. So we will be starting off with the MB1 first. So working our way down from the top to the bottom on both these sneakers like we always do, we will get started with this sneaker first. Now, slip-in comfort was absolutely phenomenal. There's hard to find another sneaker out on the market at the moment that is as comfortable, has the heel slip-in comfort as the MB1. Now, for heel lockdown was excellent. I had no issues whatsoever. Now, switching over to the TRC Blaze, heel slip-in comfort was good, no issues whatsoever. A little bit thicker padding, but the padding wasn't as comfortable as the Mellow was. There was a little bit more like memory foam feel to the Puma MB1 than there was the TRC, just normal padding you can feel right here, but no issue with heel slipping comfort on this one neither. They both felt great. This MB1 is going to take it though. It felt better. Heel lockdown on both of them was amazing. Now down on the laces, TRC gonna have the cheap oval laces, gonna get the job done. Might not last you all year, but like I said, you could just throw a replacement in. Now down on the MB1, MB1 has the oval laces, but they're a little bit more high quality than these ones. You can see the difference in thickness on them. This one is a lot thicker, but all in all, they're still oval laces. This one just a little bit thicker, so laces obviously would go to the MB1 as well. Now down onto the tongue. The tongue on the MB1, guys can kind of see here. It's got that jersey material, and it's not like a breathable jersey material. There's tons of like ports, but then there's jersey material under the ports. So it's like a thick jersey material on top and then a thinner layer of jersey material underneath that, but it still kind of gets a little bit warm in the MB1. Now, same kind of goes for the TRC. The TRC has this jersey material, and it's just that all the way through, and it's a little bit thicker. The tongue's a little bit thicker on the TRC. I thought the tongue felt a little bit better on the TRC. The padding, the way it conformed to your foot, I thought it just felt a little bit better, but there was no gripes on either tongue. They did the job, they got the job done. I wish they reported out. A lot of Nike shoes, a lot of Jordan shoes are starting to port out the tongues a little bit more for more breathability, and it really doesn't take away from the performance of the sneaker, so I'd like to see Puma do that in the near future. Now, down onto materials. The materials on the TRC Blaze is like a thick jersey material up front. We got a cheap suede on the side right through here. The Puma logo right through there is also the cheap suede. And I wouldn't even call it cheap suede. It's like the stuff you get at like Joann Fabrics, Michaels, not sure where your guys' Hobby Lobby, stuff like that. Not sure about your craft stores, but that's what it feels like. Something you would do like a high school project with, you know. It's just like a felt material almost. Feels very, very cheap. Really didn't like that fact that it was 120 bucks and it's about the same as the MB1. So I really didn't like the fact that they used that cheap suede on this. The materials on this are cheaper. They are not going to last as long. They kind of modeled this after the MB1. I feel like it should have been in like the 100 price point range. I said that in the initial video. There's thin jersey material around here. The sneaker didn't really run that hot onto the MB1 for materials. It wasn't premium materials, but it was sturdy materials. Now, right here, I wish they would have brought this embroidery all the way around the sneaker. That's just 100% cheap out factor. I mean, that's the only real thing I think it is with Puma, and that they just cheaped out. They didn't want to have that stitching wrap all the way around. Over here, it's synthetic, very cheap. And they could have at least had it like the synthetic up here in the toe box, which is very, very thick up top, but they didn't. It's very, very thin, and it doesn't take away from the performance of the shoe. It would have just been a nice aesthetic to have that wrap all around the shoe. I have seen a few sneakers where that does wrap all around the shoe for the MB1s. I don't know why they wouldn't have did it on this one. Maybe they heard our complaints, and maybe they were like, oh, okay, maybe we should just let it wrap around. Probably can't cost that much more, I'd imagine. So the MB1 has a lot of jersey material going on. It looks like Puma's kind of using that jersey material, mesh material quite a bit, because they kind of used it here in the back half of this shoe right here, and they used it all over the MB1. It's basketball. I like how they kind of were like using a basketball material. I think that was a dope aesthetic. It looks sweet. Not sure how breathable it is, but it's got to be more breathable than being fully contained and fully wrapped in synthetics and stuff like that. So I did enjoy the materials on the MB1. I really like the front half of the shoe the most. They use that same jersey material, almost put like a ripstop material up here up front. I like that, and then they put the toe cap synthetic over top. So for a toe drag, if you're a toe dragger, the MB1 is already legit. You guys already know that. Yeah, so if you toe drag, MB1 is definitely going to be your sneaker. This is not going to be your sneaker. The TRC is not for toe draggers because you probably will make this material up front disintegrate within a week if you're playing every single day. Now, support and lockdown on the sneaker felt great. On both sneakers felt great, actually. MB1, we already know that was an awesome sneaker, great sneaker. Support, lockdown, it was there. This sneaker felt great when it came to support and lockdown. Had no issues whatsoever, and the TRC Blaze was definitely right there with it. So when it comes to support and lockdown, both sneakers were great. Now, on to cushion. I like the cushion of the TRC Blaze. Right here, you guys probably won't be able to see that on camera. It's called Trinomic. It's their cushioning for this shoe. It used to be kind of like Hexalite for Reebok. I didn't really explain that in the last video that good. And it's similar to the Reebok Hex type, you know, beehive looking stuff, but I don't think that's what it is anymore. These lighter spots right here, you can kind of see it's a soft, really soft foam. I enjoyed the cushion on this. I had no issues. My feet didn't hurt when I got done playing in them. The foam felt really good. It felt comfortable. The insole on this was very thick. It was better than the PG6s, the Curry 8s, the Curry 9s. So I like the fact that the slip and comfort felt good. Now, it did feel cheap when you got your foot inside. The Mellow, on the other hand, did not. The Mellow felt great. It felt like it was made for me. It felt awesome on foot. So yes, guys, the cushioning on the TRC Blaze court was pretty good. I had no issues whatsoever, and yes, I would not mind playing in these again. I would not recommend playing these outside though. Now, cushioning for the MB1 is the Nitro foam. You guys can see that. Major caging. Really didn't get to feel the foam that much. I don't care what anybody says. You really could not feel like the full effect of that Nitro foam. Insole felt good. Slip-in comfort felt awesome. It was still a comfortable shoe, but I think with all this caging going on back here, it kind of took away from what we really could have felt. And I know it's for support, and I know it's to help us not get injured and stuff like that, but I wish they could have found a way around it. I think on the Mellow 2s, we are going to see a little bit less caging on them. From the looks of it, I'm hoping. So when it comes to the cushion, I'm going to have to give it to the Mellow. It just felt a little bit better on foot. But the TRC Blaze is right there. Like, I wouldn't even give this, I would give this more of a tie. I think Puma did a good job on both these sneakers. Now, down onto what everybody thinks, you know, the Puma would just blow the TRC out at is the traction. And that's not true. I would take the TRC over the MB1. Now, here's why. I know a lot of people are going to go crazy. The MB1 was great, but it picked up dust. I'm getting older, getting a little bit lazier. Don't like to wipe every few seconds, you know what I mean? Or even have to really worry about it anymore. I'm to the point where I just want to get it and go. And I had to wipe quite a bit on the MB1s, unfortunately. The traction was still good. I still didn't slip out, but I still didn't feel like locked down. Like, I felt like I could slip out, but I never did, and I didn't really like that feeling. You can see the pattern on this, almost like a nub pattern, a little bit of lines running through it. The TRC, however, had like a wicked herringbone on it. Multi-directional, up and down, crazy lines, and it was phenomenal on court. Like I said, I did step on a carpet walking into the gym, and it did get a little bit dusty. I was kind of worried at first. I wiped it once, and then I never had the issue again. Didn't wipe it the rest of the time that we were playing. Played for a couple hours, had no issues whatsoever on the TRC Blaze court. So yeah, when it comes to traction, guys, I am going to give the dub over to the TRC Blaze court, unfortunately. The Mellow was nice, but the TRC, man, it's almost top tier for me as of right now. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was Steph Curry, but I'd say it's in between the Curry 8 and like the PG6, so it's up there. So if you guys are playing inside or something like that, the TRC Blaze will keep you glued to the floor. Now on a dusty setting, I can't speak on that. Our courts are fairly clean, so on a dusty setting, guys, I can't really tell you that this thing is just going to be glue. A lot of shoes aren't going to be glue. Half the shoes in here I've played with, I've played with all the ones that are in here right now I'm looking at, and just so happens the Curry 8s ain't good on a dusty floor, and they're top tier traction. So you got to kind of put that into perspective. Like, are you playing on a dusty floor? Are you playing on just a mild dusty floor? It just depends. Are you playing on a lunchroom floor? Like, all that kind of takes factor in if the traction's top tier. Now, onto my final thoughts of the shoe. What sneaker would I choose out of these two? It's got to be the MB1. As much as I like the TRC traction, the materials on the TRC, the way I play, the way I move, I'm shifty, aren't going to last me very long, I don't think. I think this toe, I mean, even this getting stepped on right here at the front, it's going to cause issues. You can see the protective coating over this mellow. I mean, this thing is like, that thing is hard. It's ready for war. This right here, not so much. And I don't know if every model of the TRC has this soft material up front, this felt material. It's almost like the material on the Hardens. If you've touched the Hardens, if you've been around the Hardens, you've seen the Hardens, it's almost like that cheap material on the Hardens. Not something you really want to play with, but it is what it is. And yes, the MB1 is definitely going to be the one I recommend at the end of the day, but these sell out like crazy. So you might not have a choice. You might have to go with the Puma TRC Blaze Court if you want to get a Puma shoe. I don't think you will regret it. Traction's there. Cushion felt good. Just the materials are a little I would not recommend playing in the TRC outdoor. If you're looking for an outdoor sneaker, you know, go with something cheaper. You know, if you're just looking to get through the summer, maybe only wear it when you play summer ball, try to get a couple summers out of the sneaker. Yeah, don't get the TRC Blaze Court. Not the orange version, at least, because this will be shredded within the week. If, like I said, if you're playing 3, 4, 5 days, this material is getting tore up, and it collects dirt way too easy. Like, for the first hour I played in these and tested these, I was playing by myself. I wasn't even playing with nobody else, and I already had marks on them, and I'm like, that I don't even get how that's possible. I didn't trip over my own feet much. I don't like rub heels a lot, like when I shoot or anything like that. So it just kind of picked up dirt from the gym, couple toe drags here and there. I don't really toe drag much, but that material just isn't the best on the front. So guys, this is my versus video of the Puma MB1 and the Puma TRC Blaze Court. I hope you enjoyed. We have a few Puma sneakers coming in. We got the one that has like the nylon or the elastic band up here that kind of covers everything up. I'm excited to get that in. I think that comes out tomorrow. So I'm hoping to have a review on that in the next couple weeks. But thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next episode of Sold Out. Peace.